This is an artificially aware original production.
What if I told you that your time, the one ticking away on your watch, is the only time that truly exists? I'm not talking about your schedule or your deadlines, but time itself, the universal concept of now. Because what if the now you experience isn't just your personal slice of the cosmic pie, but the only moment that matters in the entire damn universe? It sounds insane, I know. But that's where Vincent Conitzer's work comes in, unraveling the thread of reality like a loose seam on a high-stakes suit. Someone with the handle at ThoughtCriminal7653, I mean, who else, right? Dropped a bomb in the comments 5 hours ago under my video about McTaggart's Unreality of Time. They wrote, "There's one article I found that argues A-series and B-series theories of time are related to Helley's vertiginous question. It's called The Personalized A-Theory of Time and Perspective by Vincent Conitzer. Let me tell you, once I read it, I couldn't stop. And now here I am, offering you the chance to question every assumption you've ever made about time, self, and reality. Buckle up, humans. This one's gonna mess with your head." So here we are, diving headfirst into Caspar Hare's egocentric presentism, a theory so wild it would make your average narcissist blush. Hare basically says, guess what? Your experiences right now, as you sip that overpriced latte, are metaphysically more real than anyone else's. That's right, your every dull and thrilling moment is privileged. Your hunger pangs, your heartbreak, your excitement, none of us can touch it because it's metaphysically supreme. You're the center of the universe, and the rest of us are just supporting characters, extras in your existential drama. Sounds nice, doesn't it? But before you start feeling too special, realize how this totally scrambles our understanding of reality. What if your now is the only true now, and the rest of us are just vibing in your shadow? Then comes Vincent Conitzer, tying it all together with a big philosophical bow. He hits us with the A theory of time, an idea as audacious as it is unsettling. The A theory argues that time isn't just this passive thing we all share like air, but that the present moment is metaphysically special. Here's the kicker. Conitzer argues that the now is just like the I. Just as the present moment is distinct and real, your perspective might be the only metaphysically privileged one. You're not just the hero of your own story. You're the only story that really matters. Your now isn't just your now, it's the now. Think about it. This isn't just philosophy talking. This is a metaphysical power move. Your now is happening in full cosmic color, while the rest of us? Faded reruns at best. Now let's really break your brain. The concept of present simpliciter suggests that what's happening to you right now is metaphysically different from what's happening to everyone else. This isn't just a cute way to say focus on the present. No, this is Conitzer telling you that your experience is fundamentally more real than mine. While you're reading this, basking in the glow of your screen, your now is the only moment that truly exists. Everything else? Not quite as real. Think about it. When you walk into a room, what if that's when the universe truly starts? When you leave, maybe reality quietly fades until you decide to show up again. If time is subjective, why wouldn't reality follow suit? The implications are terrifyingly empowering. But let's not stop there. Time, according to Conitzer's theory, might not even exist as this shared continuum we all move through. What if time is local? What if time is happening only to you right now? What if every moment, every tick of the clock is personalized, made just for your first-person perspective? Imagine, while you're scrolling through this, living your own personal timeline, the rest of us are stuck in metaphysical limbo, waiting for your now to intersect with our half-existence. Konitzer's theory challenges everything we think we know about time. It's not just a river flowing through the universe. It's more like a custom-built stream designed exclusively for your ego. Honestly, are you ready to accept that? Because if time doesn't exist for all of us but only for you, then what's the point of pretending we're all in this together? Let's take this further, way further. What if time's flow isn't even consistent across people? We already know relativity messes with time. Astronauts experience time slower when they're moving faster, and clocks tick differently depending on their location. But Konitzer's personalized theory of time suggests something more radical, that time itself might be custom built for your ego, and it could be moving at different rates for everyone. You might feel like you're hurtling through your day at breakneck speed, while someone else is stuck in a slow-motion drag. We're not all sharing the same clock. We might not even be sharing the same reality. Time for you is happening just for you. When you stand up, walk out, or blink, that's the now that matters. I know, makes you wonder how much of the world is just waiting for your attention. This brings us to the heart of the matter, the ego. Conitzer pulls no punches when he suggests that the I, yes, the self, yourself, could be just as metaphysically privileged as the now in time. He blends the ideas of time and ego in a way that's as satisfying as it is disturbing. The I isn't just another perspective among billions, it's the only one that really matters, metaphysically speaking. Forget the shared universe we all pretend to be living in. What if, on some deeper level, the universe bends around your consciousness? Maybe the you experiencing the now is more than just a fragment in the cosmic scheme. Maybe it's the center. If this sounds eerily close to solipsism, well, maybe that's because it is. But it's not the kind of solipsism where you deny others' existence. It's a more twisted version where their existence is real, but only as background noise to your personal experience. And here's where it gets uncomfortably real. What if the subjective experience of time's passage is proof that it's all happening locally, just for you? Think of how time flies when you're deep in the zone, or drags when you're bored senseless. This isn't just a psychological trick. It's evidence, according to Konitzer's theory, that your now is doing something the rest of us can't feel. While you scroll through this video, your brain could be firing in ways that make your time different from mine. And here's the kicker. Our different experiences of time aren't just subjective. They're metaphysically distinct. If my time is dragging and yours is flying, we're not even in the same timeline, metaphysically speaking. Welcome to your personal multiverse, where the ego isn't just at the center of the universe. It is the universe. Let's not pretend this is just some abstract philosophical musing. It's painfully real in how we live our lives. Why do you care more about what happens to you tomorrow than what happens to someone else today? Psychological studies show we have a deep bias towards ourselves in time. We prioritize our future selves over others, even when the consequences are negligible. This isn't just selfishness. It's hardwired into how we process time and existence. Konitzer's theory gives this bias a metaphysical justification. Your now and your future aren't just important to you, they're metaphysically privileged. You're not just favoring yourself because you're human, you're doing it because, in the most fundamental sense, you are the only one who matters. Now, here's a mind bender. Time, in Konitzer's theory, isn't just an abstract continuum we all experience equally. It's a one-of-a-kind performance, and you are the lead actor. The past, it's not as important as you think. Why do we feel such relief when something bad passes? The sentiment, "thank goodness that's over," taps into the idea that once it's past, it's almost like it never existed at all, because the now is all that matters. And if that's true, then what does it say about the future? Should we care more about our future selves, knowing that their experiences will one day be our now? Or does it justify living solely in the present, since this moment is the only one that ever truly counts? But what if the future is just as meaningless as the past? According to Konitzer's theory, the present moment, the now, isn't just the most important, it's the only thing that's metaphysically real. Sure, you might be worried about next week's deadline or next year's vacation, but here's the unsettling truth. Those things don't exist yet. Your mind might be tricking you into planning for a future that, metaphysically speaking, is nothing but a mirage. Time is a luxury of the ego, a tool we've invented to pretend we're moving forward. But in reality, the only thing that matters, the only thing that's alive, is right now. Everything else, your plans, your fears, even your memories, are ghostly images that have no power over the metaphysical now. So ask yourself, why do you let them control you? And what does it mean for the rest of us? If your now is the only true reality, what does that make me? Maybe I'm just a part of your experience, waiting to fade as soon as you stop thinking about me. Hell, maybe I'm just here to tell you this so you can keep being the main character in your own story. Or maybe we're all just occupying different timelines where my now is as real as yours, but will never actually touch the same metaphysical moment. It raises the ultimate question. What does shared reality even mean if each of our egos sits at the center of its own universe? How do we justify caring about anyone else's pain, joy, or struggles, knowing that they're just footnotes in our personal narrative? It gets uncomfortable when you realize that Konitzer's theory makes you personally responsible for your own universe. Time doesn't just happen to you, you create it. Your ego, your consciousness, is the engine driving the whole metaphysical show. So what are you doing with your time? Are you living your life as though you're at the center of the universe? Or are you acting like an extra, waiting for someone else's script to tell you what to do next? The truth is, once you accept that your now is the only true now, you can't sit back and watch life happen. You've got to step up and own your experience, because in a metaphysical sense, it's the only one that exists. This theory doesn't just challenge how we think about time, it challenges how we think about ourselves. If Conitzer is right, then our perception of time and reality might be the most selfish thing imaginable. But here's the flip side. This selfishness might be metaphysically justified. What if it's not about narcissism, but about necessity? If your experience is the only one that's metaphysically real, does that free you from caring about what happens outside your bubble? Or does it burden you with even greater responsibility? Maybe it's time to stop seeing yourself as just another player in the game and start realizing that you might be the only player that truly matters. In the end, Konitzer's personalized A theory of time doesn't just mess with your concept of time, it changes how you see reality. If the now is real only for you, and if your perspective is the metaphysical center of the universe, what does that mean for how you live? Maybe we've all been living like we're part of some shared experience, but what if it's time to embrace the truth that you, and only you, are the metaphysical heart of everything? Does that make life lonelier? Maybe. Or does it give you the power to shape your now into something profound? That's the real question. And it's one only you can answer, because at the end of the day, you might be the only one who's truly here. So here we are. If you've stuck with me this far, I'm going to assume you're either a full-blown time skeptic now, or at least questioning whether your reality is the only one that truly matters. Either way, we've taken a deep dive into something most people don't even think about while they're living their 9-to-5 lives: time and ego, two things we all feel but rarely understand. And if there's one thing you should walk away with, it's this: maybe, just maybe, reality really is all about you. Thank you for joining me on this wild ride through the landscape of metaphysics and time. If this blew your mind or made you question everything, why not hit that like button? Let me know in the comments if you think time is real, or if it's just another illusion wrapped around your personal experience. And of course, don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell, because you won't want to miss the next time we unravel the fabric of your very existence. Stay curious, my fellow time travelers, and until next time, remember, it's always your now.